Hey friends, guys, gals, non-binary pals, and other gender non-conforming folks. Welcome back to Time Management and our whole entire thing with that here on Hope Love Talks. So, we basically talked about, on the last episode, how we need to take our time and get out the best work. But not that, really. How we need to let ourselves become limitless. Now, when I say limitless, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Now, why do you think that? Think about that. Okay, so in my mind, limitless means unbound, free. I feel weightless. I'm floating. Nothing's holding me back nor down. It may not be the first thing that comes to your mind, but it probably means somewhat the same thing as well. Hold that in your pocket for later. When we have limitless as a word, we, overall general meaning means free, bound, nothing can stop you, really. You don't put a bound on yourself. You don't put a ruling on yourself. You don't handcuff yourself down. And that has a lot to do with time management, believe it or not. It translates into history, translates into present day. Oh, my friends, it's everywhere. Trust me, it is. Now, what I mean by handcuffing yourself down is by, stopping yourself or restricting yourself from doing something by putting a bound on it, like time management. A lot of people see time as a bound, a definitive, and something that you can't outrun. But it's not always that. And we have to kind of learn to think about it in a different way, because mindsets, reasons, motives, they're everything that go into POV. And time management is going to come up in history, in writing, your fanfics, your stories, if you're an author, if you like reading, if you're a YouTuber. They're going to come up literally everywhere in your life. It's like math, and you look at the teacher, and it's like, yeah, well, when are we going to have to learn how to take percentages off of things? And then you become an adult, and it's like, oh my God, I don't know how to take percentages off of things. Siri, do you know how to because you're looking at a bunch of deals. Goodness gracious. I know. I've been there. We all have. But it's all about mindset, guys. And time doesn't have to be a limit. You decide to make time a limit or not. How to be limitless? In my own words, I would say, is when you learn to sit with your work and take your time to get out your best effort. To learn how to not be so stressed about yourself and how long you're taking, or if this clip isn't moving, or this music, and rather take a breath and just do it again, to get it right, and to make it look right. Time doesn't have to be a limit if you don't make it a limit. Like on a test, if you're always constantly looking at the time and being like, oh my God, we only have an hour. Oh, it's only an hour. I need to do this and I need to do that. When you look at the time like that, when you see it as an enemy rather than a friend, you lose it, you rush, and you probably completely flunk that test, even if you're like an AP all honor course taking student who's like the valedictorian. Okay, you could perhaps even be the true valedictorian at your school, but get snubbed that, opportunity and get that swiped away from you solely because you looked at time like the enemy. Look at time like a friend. And you'll start being able to do more. Because you know what? At the end of the day, the valedictorian might not be the smartest kid at the school, but it is the kid who knew what they were doing, how to apply that, and took their time to get their best effort and their best everything out on this test, and learn to sit with their work and sit with their homework and anything at school or work, and learn how to be limitless and boundless, and rather than be looking and like Ariana Grande's just keep breathing, playing through your head and having a panic attack, or anything episode when you're on a test and looking around to see if other people are done yet. Just being in the moment and not worrying about that. It takes a lot less energy to do that, and you'll focus more of your energy on your work. And if you take your time on your work, you catch your silly mistakes, you know what you're doing wrong, and you don't doubt yourself, and you get the help you need. When you take your time, you get better results. When you don't let time be nothing but a concept of how our reality flows in and out, day to day, year to year, from the human's eye, or literally an animal's mind's view, you let bounds of all sorts and types come off of you. And the whole entire thing is when you start being able to let go of time like that, you're going to get so much more done. You're going to be left even more satisfied with everything you've been doing. And you'll eventually know the cues in your own schedule on what time it is and how to do this thing. You learn to sit with your work. You also learn to be kinder to yourself. That's one more limit off of you. If we as people and just as animals and living things and creatures all together on this earth or out in space, wherever, can learn to do that wherever, whenever, we can learn to be nicer and kinder to ourselves, how not to stress ourselves out, how to move forward, and how not to rush things. So, then you don't go back and you look at it and it's like, it's good, but it could have been better, and I kind of wish it was better, and it's kind of over now. If you just let the time go, you will be on time 99.5% more of the time. You will be. You will learn social cues and overall emotions and all this other stuff on how to do it. You will learn how to multitask. You will learn how to go farther. In fact, if you just learn to take the time with your work and to give what you want to give and all that you want to give and the best that you want to give, and do the justice to the character, do justice to the song, do the justice to the edit and the chapter and the character arc that you are making, and the person that you are drawing, and the person that you are analyzing and studying in a class or a subject and a topic and all of its vocabulary. You are doing not only justice to that, but to yourself as well and to the world. Taking your time does you justice, like POV does. That's why the best points of view and backstories and motives and meaning are like that. I challenge you to take a breather after this and go do something justice. Any way, shape, or form. Everything's everything. And I know that you will figure it out. You will. You don't even have to look that far. So take a breath, because you got this. You can go and do it today. I know you can. I know you can.